Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to March 12th, Wisdom Wednesday. In this episode of our Wisdom Wednesday, we are celebrating previous KVA winners, and we have a panel of four recipients and winners on the show today. To lead things off, we're going to start with Miss Megan Howes, who is the Vice President of Events Management Plus, a trailblazer in the meetings and events industry. Megan has been recognized as the Industry Planner Award recipient in 2024 Canadian Meetings and Events Expo Hall of Fame, an honor reserved for top professionals who continually innovate and enhance the way business events are planned and executed. Her dedication to streaming processes and evaluating event experiences has also earned her the prestigious 2024 KVA Customer Experience Award, showcasing her commitment to excellence and client satisfaction. With a passion for delivering seamless, impactful events, Megan is a true leader in her field, setting the standard for innovation and outstanding services. Please help us welcome Megan Howes. Megan, thanks for coming on to the webinar today.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. I wanted to start off with congratulating on your win last year for the Customer Experience Award.
Thank you.
And what does delivering an exceptional customer experience mean to you?
Well, for us personally, we have a team of 25 people. Our company manages associations and events, and so we're dealing with the same clients over and over again for many, many years, if we keep them happy, right? So
Absolutely.
What this means to me is working with the team and knowing and the knowledge of them, myself, but also a great team of being able to provide service that keeps them coming back and wanting more and to stay with us for a long period of time is huge. So that feels good, obviously, but it also keeps our business running.
Awesome.
So that's what it means to us. It's a great business and just it keeps us moving forward.
Now, have you always had a customer-minded mindset? Is that something you grew up with, or
Yeah.
did you learn it?
I personally, our business, I'm third generation. Okay. It is 35 years now. So I've been around it my entire life. My grandmother and my mother always focused on the client. Because again, if our client's not happy, they're not coming back. So I think that I've always had this understanding, you got to work with people. Business is people, right? Like you really can only, everyone has different personalities. They all have different needs. You have to learn, it's life. You just have to learn how to work with people and how to make them happy. So I think I've always had it, like understanding that work with people, get them what they want, but also by getting what you want, so that it's a team. And then lucky for us, like building long-term clients out of it, right?
Well, you clearly must enjoy it, right? Working with the people and that customer experience engagement. Engagement must be something that you have learned and somewhat honed, I would guess.
Yep. I think that over the years I've had a better understanding of, I've always been a team player, but the importance of teamwork and engaging internally with your teams and how that kind of outputs to what you do with your clients. Like if you have a good working team and you're engaged with each other and you're all working towards the same goal, chances are you're going to come out the other side and grow with the client, right? So
kind of like I equate it to a championship team, whether it be any sport. The team that wins the championship is the team that everybody is on the same page, right, with a common goal.
It's funny you say that because whenever I have a new staff member or we're working in a team, I'm a basketball player. I played a lot of basketball. I always compared it to a team. I said, you all have different positions. You're all, you have your own kind of strengths that you need to focus on, but together, that's what's going to make you win. That's what's going to make you work and communicate, right? Communicate with each other. But it's funny you say sports because it always comes back to teamwork. And I think once you're a team, you're able to provide really positive customer service because they also see a team, right?
Right.
So it's give and take, but I think for us, the big teamwork is the main win there.
And so when you talk about teamwork and your team, are there things that you would say that your team does well that helps you to be so successful in what you do? And what are they? Would you typify?
We like what we do. I think that's huge. And not only just coming into the business, learning the business. And by that I mean, you know, coming into our industry, event planning or association management, you don't just have to hire someone who has all that experience, right? You need to hire someone who wants to do a good job and learn. So coming back to that, I think what we do well is we grow our teams, we give them professional development, and we allow them to succeed and learn, and then that comes back and they're really passionate about their job and they like their job because they're learning so much. They're feeling good about it, and then they're able to provide really excellent services to our clients because they want to go to work, they want to do it, and they want to do a good job.
Can you speak about what you do and your company? Just tell the globe out there. So mostly Kingstonians, I think, are watching this. But if you could elaborate on who your company is, what you guys do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my company is Events and Management Plus, and we were third generation. As I said, I'm third generation. 35 years, founded in Kingston, and we're an association management firm and conference planning firm. So really what we do is we manage the operations of not-for-profit organizations. And with that, so that means their membership, their finances, their board meetings, their governance, like the whole shebang. And then part of that is running their conferences, because most of these associations, they have an event every year that they look forward to. So we help plan that. So we are a team of about 25 now, and we work, like I said, in teams. That's why teamwork's so important. And we provide services now to 26 organizations.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, are those organizations all based out of Kingston? So are you local, are you national, are you international?
We are all three.
Oh,
so
wow.
Most of our clients are national organizations, just as the size, the niche that we're in, on a national scale. But we do have some Kingston clients we work with,
mm-hmm.
That we've been returning to for 10 years. A lot of our clients we've had for 10 years or longer at this point. And then we also do have some international clients as well. So we're fully rounded, but proud to be based in Kingston and be able to offer all those services nationwide, local, regionally, and have this be our home.
Can we touch on what's happening right now and how it's impacting perhaps your business south of the border?
Yeah, it's I guess it's a learning experience for all of us. It's the unknown. For us personally, we just don't know day to day how things are going to go. And so what does that mean for our suppliers? Are we going to be able to, buy basic supplies or ship basic supplies, like meeting supplies? Like we're talking like banners, metal stands, like all of these, things that we use every day, that they could become
superfluous stuff.
Yeah. And you just don't, is it going to be available? Are these businesses going to shut down? You don't know. So I think for us, when you ask what the impact, it's really the unknown of it all, and trying day by day to let our clients know, like, we're here for you. Right. We'll do this together. How do we get through it? We don't know, but we're going to do it together. And I think every day we just have to have that mindset, because no one knows, right? No one knows how the direct impact it's really going to have until I think it happens, and then we're just going to figure out how to move forward, just like we did with the COVID, right? We all figured it out. So
going back to that team mentality, I would say it's the strength of a team, and it speaks to not just to your business, but also culturally and mm-hmm. across the country, that if we work as a team, we can overcome just about anything. I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
So let me just ask you a couple more questions,
mm-hmm.
and we'll move on. So winning this award is an incredible milestone. What's next for you and your business, and are there any new goals or projects you're excited about?
In terms of, well, first I'll say winning this award last year was a platform for us. to get our business known in the Kingston community. Like I said, we're a Kingston business, we're around 35 years, but we're not, always jumping on rooftops talking about ourselves. We're really client-based, so we're lifting them up. So I think to have, over the last, I guess, year and a half, this platform where, the Chamber does a great job of giving you these opportunities to talk about your business like this,
Right.
or like posting all the nominees online, and people are clicking and they're learning about the different kinds of businesses in Kingston. I think that platform allowed us to look at like next steps, like how else do we get our business out there? What else can we do? What other channels can we use? So I think in terms of business-wise, we're now looking forward to just kind of sharing more about our business. I think we've like kept it in for so long because we're focused so much on our clients, which is great. But I also think it's time now for us to shout on the rooftops and say, this is what we do, this is who we are, this is how we can help you. But at the same time saying we're a Kingston, founded business that's been around for 35 years. Like, look at us. But really, I think that's kind of our next step. I think we've learned the importance now of getting ourselves out there.
Your confidence and your experience and the way you speak about what you do speaks to your comfort.
Thank you.
In this, and it's impressive. I'll finish off with the last question everybody's going to get to,
okay.
Which is, as we get ready for the 2025 Kingston Business Awards, what would you say to this year's nominees? Any words of encouragement for those hoping to take home an award?
Yeah, so like I said before, put yourself out there. I can speak from experience because we were nominated for a couple years, and I think the difference in when we took the award home, I think there was just more about our business. Like, we were really talking about ourselves and talking ourselves up and saying, this is what we do. For the customer service award particularly, we needed testimonials, and we pushed the limits kind of out of our comfort zone, and we were going to clients and saying, how would you recognize us? What would you say? What do you think is so great about us? And those came in, and I think if we didn't put ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit and really just talk about what we think we are really good at, and why we think our business is so great, I think that would be my advice. Go out of your comfort zone, put yourself out there, because if you don't, who is, right? Like, put yourself out there and let yourself shine. I think that's really my advice.
You can only be your best champion, right? Yeah. Everybody else, follows in. Mm-hmm. You have to be your champion first. Yeah. Megan, I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time to speak with us today. I thought the information you provided us was wonderful.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone tuning in has enjoyed what you've had to say.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations and thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Nejad. Our next guest is Dr. Hassan Nejad. He is a distinguished professional with a diverse background. Dr. Hassan Nejad is an immigration consultant, engineer, and entrepreneur dedicated to helping individuals and families navigate the complexities of the Canadian immigration system. As the founder and regulated Canadian immigration consultant at Parsam Immigration Services, Inc., he brings a wealth of knowledge and experiences to his practice right here in Kingston, Ontario. Dr. Nejad holds a PhD in engineering and applied sciences from Memorial University in Newfoundland, where his leadership and academic excellence earned him the prestigious accolades, including Graduate Student Leader of the Year. Expanding his experiences, he later pursued an immigration consultant diploma from Herzing Career College in Toronto before establishing his own firm. Beyond his immigration work, Dr. Nejad is a passionate educator. He has spent over 7 years teaching on topics such as ethics, professionalism, diversity and inclusion in law, engineering, and manufacturing. He was selected as one of the top 40 under 40 by the Kingston Economic Development Corporation. He was nominated for the Customer Experience Award in the 2024 KBAs. He's a leader whose dedication to education, immigration, and professional excellence continues to make a lasting impact. Please help us welcome to the chamber Dr. Hassam Hassan Nejad. Dr. Nejad, thank you very much for coming on. How are you today, sir?
Good. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the introduction.
Awesome. Let me start off with, you have an impressive background, not only as an immigration consultant, but also as an educator and entrepreneur. How do these different aspects of your experience influence the way you serve your clients?
Well, whether being a professor, I'm an adjunct professor at Queen's University teaching students, or dealing with different clients with various backgrounds, I noticed that clear communication and being open to their feedback are key in customer service, in excellence in customer service. So whether you're dealing with a student, being open to their feedback, how you are conveying the message to them, how they're on the receiving side of it, or whether you're working with people who are interested to immigrate to Canada, or international students who are in need of immigration advice. Being open to the feedback that they get after you provide the services to them. That is how I learn from the other side of the table, and I do a self-reflection, see how I can improve the customer service provided to the whether they're students or their clients, and that is how I've done it throughout my career, and that is how I have improved over and over again the customer service that we provide to the people.
That is not an easy thing to do, whether being accepting feedback on something creative that you have done, or accepting feedback from your boss, accepting feedback maybe from a parent. Is there a trick to approaching accepting feedback? And I say trick, it's the wrong word, but how do you do it? How should you approach accepting feedback when most of us, okay, maybe I'll talk about myself, I get a little defensive and oh, it's like an attack on me. So what would you suggest? What is your advice?
Exactly. Act like it's not an attack on you. Keep an open mind. That's the key here. Keep an open mind, because people who provide feedback to you, it's not, they're not looking down on you, or they're not just criticizing you. Use that, keep an open mind and use that as an opportunity to improve, to do a self-reflection. So the key here is to don't think that's an attack on you, or don't take it personally. Use that as an opportunity for growth. Whether it's, I'm glad you mentioned parents, parents always want the best for their kids, right? So whether it's personal growth, or you're dealing with students, you're dealing with clients, or other businesses, depending if you do a B2B service. Keep an open mind and make sure that to use that feedback as an opportunity. Don't take it personally. Whether it's a personal life or the professional life, don't take it personally. See what they are saying to you. See what the weaknesses are. Is it the way you communicate to people? Is it the information you're providing to them, reliability of the information, accuracy of the information, or the way you communicate to them? See what area needs improvement, go to the root cause, fix that, and that's how you can improve. So that's all I can say about it.
Deep breaths. Let your thoughts come like a conveyor belt. Always check the facts. Observe without judgment. Those are some of my mottos.
Exactly.
But let me ask you, so we were talking with Megan, I was talking about the team mentality, and I think you kind of bring it to a question where I would say, like, so accepting maybe criticism, right? Yes. And it's a difficult thing to do. What would you suggest to somebody in terms of who is finding themselves down, dejected by the criticism that came at them? So perhaps they were thinking that I nailed that. Perhaps they were thinking that I didn't see that coming. What would you suggest?
Be resilient. So, and that's nobody is perfect, right? So I didn't just get the excellence in customer service in overnight, right? It's a lifelong journey. Don't be down because you received maybe sometimes harsh feedback from your supervisor, right? Or from I'm also an adjunct professor at Queens. If a student writes a feedback to the dean of the program that this guy is terrible, the tutorial was awful, I need to think of it, again, I keep saying that, keep thinking of this as an opportunity for growth. Don't take it personally, uh, don't let it affect you in a bad way. Don't be down because somebody doesn't like you or somebody gave you harsh feedback. You are going to improve gradually. It's not coming to you overnight. Nobody is perfect, and nobody is going to be perfect or less imperfect overnight. It's a lifelong journey. So be open-minded, and yeah, just think of this as a long journey, not an overnight journey. And that's how you can get the feedback. Again, try to analyze the feedback that you're receiving. Even if it's a harsh feedback from your supervisor, try to think what you did wrong. Was it your commitment to the work? Was it the way that you communicated? What was the root cause for that harsh feedback, right?
Right.
And that's how you can gradually improve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like to equate that to like a goalie. You watch a goalie who gets lit up in the NHL, like maybe like 5-0 sort of thing, and like how do you let that roll off your back and then come back the next day and be reformed? Because they seem to be able to do that. I think we all got to do the same thing as well, right? But I also agree with you in the sense that check the facts, right? So what are they saying? Is it a personal attack? Is it constructive criticism? Do you have when you approach this, do you have a set of questions that you come to the table with? Like, okay, how do I find out how I should proceed next? Is there a set of questions that you typically have in this, or no?
Well, a set of questions would be the main question, the basic question would be, is this a personal attack or constructive feedback? And I can tell you, at least in my experience, 99% of the feedback that we receive from people is constructive feedback. Again, of course, there are some people who are going to attack you personally, depending on different factors, which is certainly beyond the scope of this session. But the overwhelming majority of the feedback is professional feedback. So the question that I ask is usually from myself, right? Saying that what resulted in this criticism, right? And what can I do to fix this? If I receive a 1-star on Google profile that says, this guy is terrible, the information that he gave me was awful, I need to see, again, going back to whether the information was wrong, fully given to that person, was the impression, was there a misunderstanding, was there miscommunication, and try to fix that. If you keep fixing it and don't being disappointed with one major bad feedback, then you can improve. So the question is coming to you yourself, the person who received the feedback. What did I do wrong, or what went wrong? And that's how you can certainly improve.
Very nice. Do you want to take a second here to talk about who you are and what you do? I know I gave a bit of an introduction, but you can do it better than I can. And maybe talk about a little bit of what you're doing right now as well.
Sure. I don't think I will. I'm not sure if I can do a better job than what you did, but
oh yes, you can.
I'm the owner of Parsam Immigration Services, an immigration consulting company in Kingston, Ontario, and we provide services in all areas of immigration and citizenship field, except protected refugee and protected person. The main focus of our business has been on helping international students obtaining their permanent residency in Canada, helping Canadian citizens and permanent residents bring their spouses here, and also bringing investors to Canada. The overwhelming majority of our clients are from overseas. I would say tens of them are now in Canada, living in Canada. Regarding Kingston itself, the majority of the work that I've done, besides helping, of course, international students at Queens, is bringing the spouses of Canadian citizens here from United States, from Iran, from Belarus, from Japan, and that's really exciting and from Egypt, actually. That's really exciting to do, and I'm really glad that people were happy with about the services that we provided, and we received up to, I think right now it's 131 5 stars on Google Business, which is really exciting and a stamp of approval for our business.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Thank you.
Can we talk about what's happening south of the border?
Absolutely.
And is it having, what impact it's having on your business at this time, or from your client's perspective?
Absolutely. Well, honestly, it doesn't have a direct impact on our business because my clients are mostly from outside Canada and outside United States. I do have clients from United States who are coming here because their spouses are here, but these chaotic policies of Donald J. Trump doesn't affect them that much. But I can also speak about the immigration industry in general because this chaos in the United States if continues this way, it is going to affect the border. It is going to bring people to our border from the United States, coming here as refugees, as protected person, many vulnerable individuals who may come, and that is a concern to me because we don't know how prepared the system is to dealing with maybe tens of thousands of people coming to the southern border, and how that will affect the processing time for people who are in the system trying to figure out how they can obtain legal status. So that's a big concern, unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic on that. I hope we can hear something from the government that they are planning ahead on that impact, but that's a general impact on the immigration industry.
What's your experience with working with that in terms of a timeline? My experience is that the government, generally speaking, doesn't move very quickly on most things. Do you see what's happening south of the border as maybe speeding things up, or will it just compound the process and the speed to which it currently drags its tail?
Right.
Can you speak to that?
Well, what I see, the appearance of things is that, yes, they're trying to get everything together. Like right before this session, I was listening to ministers talking to press about their retaliatory tariffs and how they're going to go tomorrow and talk to the Secretary of Commerce in the United States. But so it seems that it has accelerated things, which is much needed here, inter-province trade and so on. But again, that's beyond the business that I am in. So it seems like that, and that's desperately needed. So maybe this chaos down the border would let us think twice about our relationship and also about the way that we do business here. So that may be a much needed pressure to the government to facilitate a bunch of things and figure out what they're going to do to be less dependent on others.
Thank you. I appreciate you answering that question. Let me bring it back to the KBAs and wrap it up.
Sure.
So what's next for Parsam Integration Services? Are there any new projects, goals, or initiatives that you're excited about?
Absolutely. So I'm focusing more and more, besides the sponsorship cases that we bring spouses of people to Kingston, I am focusing more and more on the Startup Visa program. That's a program that you can bring innovative entrepreneurs from around the world. They need to get approval from incubators, like designated incubators by the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, also known as IRCC, or venture capitals.
Right.
So bringing those people in would be a win for our business because that's a major revenue generating stream for immigration consultant. Yes, exactly. And they need to bring certain amount of money in here, right? So we're bringing innovative entrepreneurs here who are wealthy, who are going to invest in that startup, who are going to create jobs, much needed jobs right now, talking about all that uncertainty with tariffs and so on, and also beneficial for our own business. So that is exciting, and that is something that I want to focus with Parsam Immigration within the next 12 months.
Wonderful. So last question.
Sure.
The Kingston Business Awards celebrates excellence in our local business community. What would you say to those who are nominated for this year? Any words of encouragement for finalists hoping to take home an award?
Well, first of all, congratulations. That's a big thing, being even nominated. Whether you're nominated or you're going to win, it's a win. Just being nominated itself is a win. Take advantage of this as much as you can. This is a stamp of approval. I used it as a stamp of approval to show the trust in our business, to show how much people are satisfied with our business, and certainly take it as a win. Know your hard work is has basically bear fruit. People acknowledge it, people appreciate your hard work, and use it in your marketing materials, because this is a big deal.
Dr. Nishad, thank you so much. That's wonderful. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, moving right along. Our next guest. As a dedicated business leader and community champion, Leanne O'Meara is the proud owner of 6 local Tim Horton restaurants under the J.E. Agnew Food Services Limited. Her leadership and commitment to Kingston have earned her the 2024 Business of the Year Award, recognizing her passion for making our community a vibrant place to live and work. As an employer, Leanne is committed to fostering inclusive workplaces and providing meaningful opportunities for today's diverse workforce. Beyond businesses, she is a driving force for local philanthropy under the leadership of J.E. Agnew Food Services. She has been a generous supporter of organizations like Kingston United Way and the University of Hospitals Kingston Foundation, raising over $600,000 since 2017 through the Smile Cookie campaign. Additionally, her dedication to youth empowerment has helped her send countless young people to Tim's camps each summer. Please help us join celebrating Leanne O'Meara and a true leader in both business and community impact to Wisdom Wednesday. Leanne, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start off. Kingston Business Awards celebrates leadership and excellence. Has winning the award influenced your leadership style or how you approach decision-making in your business?
All the questions that you gave me to prepare, that's the one I had the toughest answer with, and you lead with it.
Sorry. I've got the easy job. I got the notes, I just got to ask the questions.
I think it's similar to what the other two spoke to. It was just sort of that leaning into that you deserve this, and you are you are considered a leader in your community. Somebody else thought so, and somehow I won a pretty great award to be recognized. So it's just sort of that acceptance and sort of leaning into that.
So you own 6 Tim Hortons in Kingston area?
I do, yeah.
Do you want to speak a bit about what you do and who you are and where they can go and buy your wares? I mean, Tim Hortons is pretty popular, right?
Yeah, some people say we're on every corner, so not quite, but there's about 20 or so locations right in Kingston, and 14 of those are under my family's umbrella.
Wow.
And 6 of those my husband and I run. So day-to-day operations, it's a lot of managing people and making sure that we're meeting our brand standards at all locations. So I do a lot of visiting each restaurant, and sometimes I say putting out fires, and a lot of times it's meeting with staff and speaking with guests, and like I said, making sure our brand standards are being met.
So you have a customer service first mentality. So how do you approach, I guess, dealing with staff, motivating staff? Are you a laissez-faire type manager? Are you more hands-on? What is it that you like to present to your employees and the people that you're dealing with in order to get the best from them?
One of the really interesting things I've seen sort of 20, 25 years in my role is years ago we used to have signs in the back of house to remind our staff that the customer was always right. And I would say in the last 10 years, that's really switched. And now we have signs out front for the guests to read that say, respect our people. And so you mentioned customer first. I would say hospitality first, but I always put my people first. So if I take care of my team, they're going to take care of our guests. So that's sort of my approach to it.
That's strange, because I would say too, I grew up with the mentality, like working in, various jobs as a growing up and becoming a customer service oriented person, and the customer is always right. Where would you say, or when would you say that kind of switch in the approach kind of took place? Is that within the last 10 years, would you say? Is it something that came as a result of, say, the pandemic?
I think we were heading in that direction before the pandemic, and the pandemic drove it home.
Okay.
So we had a lot of nastiness directed towards our team in the pandemic, and that's where, as an owner and employer, we sort of said, no, we're going to keep our team safe, keep our team employed, worry about them keeping their families safe and food on the table, and the rest will fall into place.
I did, reading up on, before doing this podcast, webinar, you did a lot in the way of philanthropy, even going back to being a counselor at the Tim's camps. So could you speak to a bit of your philanthropy and what it means to you, and perhaps what it means to your organization? Because again, most of us, we see, say, Tim Hortons as a corporation, right? Mm-hmm. And I think most of us are aware that you guys do quite a bit through, say, Tim's camps. But can you maybe personalize it a little bit more for those who are watching and fans of Tim Hortons, or maybe not fans of Tim Hortons?
Like Megan said, I'm a second generation actually. So my parents started Agnew Foods with the first Tim Hortons in Kingston about 43 years ago. And Tim Hortons was not what it is today back then. And people like my parents are considered founders of the brand, and how they built the brand to what it is today is donating coffee, donating Timbits, taking a dozen donuts everywhere you go to, barbecues, fundraisers, all these different things. And that's really what built the name of our brand and giving back. And from that, we have our Tim Horton Children's Foundation, which sends economically disadvantaged kids to camp. And we've also, through my parents, been sort of learned that giving back to your community is, support the people that support you in your business, so that they've always given their time, volunteering, as well as donating products whenever we can. Mm-hmm. And both my sister and I sort of continued that on. So the Tim Horton Children's Foundation is near to my heart. I worked there, and so I have a really great understanding of the impact that we have on youth that we send. But also right here in our community, I do a lot with the United Way. I'm getting close to 20 years probably volunteering with them and various positions, and it's just something I have learned from my parents, that you give a hand up to those that need one. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess we'll go back to the KBAs. Let me just say here, many entrepreneurs look up to past award winners as role models. What advice would you give to other business owners who aspire to be recognized for their impact in Kingston? It's an easy one.
It is an easy one, and this might be an unconventional answer, but I really didn't have a lot of involvement with the chamber before I was nominated for this award, and it's really been rewarding. Like I've sort of spent a bit more time getting involved in the chamber and going to some events, and even just today I've learned about 4 new businesses and met 4 new business people in Kingston that I didn't know existed. So it's been a wonderful way to learn more about the business community, but also network and meet some new people. So I would say lean into the chamber, especially in these uncertain times. Kingston businesses, we need to support each other and not worry about all that other stuff.
Indeed. We do Coffee and Connections every month. We also do Chamber on Tap. Those are 2 networking events that we do, where you can come out and socialize with other entrepreneurs and business people within the community, and it's always been a lot of fun. I encourage anybody who's watching this, we even accept non-members, and I think, Vitor, for the month of March, there is no fee. That's right. So for For Chamber on Tap, this month there is no fee for coming to the event. So please go to our website at gkcc.ca, the Greater Kingston Chamber of Commerce.ca, where you can register for our March 27th, our Chamber on Tap award. What am I saying? Chamber on Tap event. Last question. I'll let you go. I apologize. As we approach this year's Kingston Business Awards, what would you say to those who were nominated for this time around? Any words of encouragement or advice for them?
Just enjoy every moment. I was actually away for the awards night last year, and so I was in Italy, sadly. But I woke up in the morning and learned through some congratulatory emails and things from friends that I had won the award, which was amazing.
Right.
But when I came back, I was involved in another chamber panel for an event, and that's when I was awarded my award, and it was just, it's lovely. So enjoy every moment.
That's awesome. Leanne, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your time and the words of wisdom for our Wisdom Wednesday event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, for our last guest on Wisdom Wednesday today, Ian, how do I pronounce your last name?
Chumley. I know it's not written that way, but yeah.
Ian Chumley, that does not, all right, anyway. Ian Chumley is a dedicated advocate for inclusivity and community support. Ian plays a pivotal role in Extend a Family Kingston, a not-for-profit organization that has been enriching the lives of individuals with disabilities since 1981. Extend a Family Kingston is committed to fostering meaningful friendships, providing essential services, and ensuring that individuals with disabilities have opportunities to fully participate in their communities. Under Ian's leadership, Extend a Family Kingston offers a wide range of support and services for both children and adults, including family support, respite care, inclusive seasonal camps, recreational programs, and community participation initiatives. For adults, the Adult Day program promotes social engagement, education, healthy living, and recreational opportunities, education, empowerment, and participates and leads fulfilling lives. Through his work with Extend a Family Kingston, Ian continues to make profound impact on families across Kingston, championing accessible, inclusive, and stronger, more connected community for all. Please welcome last year's KBA winner for the Not-for-Profit Award, Ian Chumley. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the introduction. Yeah, no, I feel like very honored to be here. Thank you.
Perhaps you can speak to who you are and what you do better than my fumbled introduction.
That was an amazing introduction, and honestly credit that I feel is in some ways undue, because I work with an amazing group of individuals, both staff and the people that we support in our community. And what we do at Extend a Family, obviously our mission is to provide these programs, these supports, and this community for individuals, both kids and adults of all abilities. But at the same time, what we want to do is be advocates for the greater Kingston community and be an organization that helps support inclusivity, not only for our small community as a nonprofit organization, but as a greater community and as a greater kind of business community. How can we support these people better? So it's something that I've been doing for now. I've been working with Extended Family for 13 years.
Wow.
I started just kind of doing frontline support, and it's just a position and an organization that has so much meaning and so much impact that it's something I wanted to continue to be involved in. So it's definitely been a rewarding experience, and our nomination and win with the last year's nonprofit award, which was a new award, and it was the first year that this was an option to be nominated for. And we were incredibly grateful that an organization which we sometimes consider ourselves a little bit smaller, but the impact that we have was obviously recognized, and to have that recognition was just so meaningful for us and for the people we support in our community.
So what's the key to your success? As an organization, what is the key to your success, your organization's success?
I think that, you know, when you're talking about nonprofit, it's a little bit different from these amazing businesses that we've heard about today, in that it's not always easy to measure success as a metric. We obviously, you know, we want to be a great business that helps as many people as we can, but the metric for success isn't necessarily, you know, how much money we're making or how sustainable things are going year to year. What we like to do is measure our success on how well we're able to deliver on our mission, to, you know, how many families we can help, how many people we can get involved in the community, how much money can we raise and then donate back. What can we do as innovators in our community space to find new ways to help contribute and give back to the community? And we've worked on quite a few projects last year, and I think these bigger projects and more community focus is what kind of the judges and this organization recognized as making a big impact. And particularly one of the biggest projects that we're involved with is the Inclusive Play Project, which is seeking to fundraise to build Kingston's first fully inclusive playground. So for kids of all abilities, and it's quite a hefty project and hard fundraising goal. But we've been the community charity partner with this organization, and we've contributed a lot, hopefully, to its success, and we'll be getting our playground built in Kingston very soon.
Can you speak about that? So where is it happening? Have you picked a location?
Yep, so we've been working with the city of Kingston, and they have donated the land, which is right at Shannon Park,
Okay.
which is in the Rideau Heights area. It's an area of town that was identified as having a great need for some additional recreational opportunities. And it was great because it works really well with the Rideau Heights Community Center, which is also fully accessible. So we're focused on being as accessible and inclusive when we're designing this, and we're hoping that this project will be something that we'll have the funding for to have constructed sometime in the next year or two.
So local Kingstonians can support this?
Yep, you can support the Inclusive Play Project or Extended Family Kingston, either organization, and it's just one small aspect of what we do at Extended Family. And the reach is obviously far beyond that, but that was kind of I think one of the big things last year.
Okay.
That was exciting for us.
So if Kingstonians wanted to get involved in that, what's your website? Where could they go to get involved?
I would say 100% if you are interested in being involved with anything related to the Inclusive Playground Project or Extended Family Kingston, go to our website at eafkingston.com. Reach out to myself, reach out to any member of our team. Even if you know somebody who has a developmental disability, any form of different exceptionality, and they're looking for a community in a place where they can make social connections, find a sense of belonging, work on their goals, then definitely reach out to us. And we love meeting new people, new families, and we love finding ways that we can support everyone, because each individual's support is always different.
What motivates you?
So personally, this is not necessarily the field that I went to school for or was interested in originally.
What did you go to school for?
I went to school for medical science. I was looking at more of a medical kind of career and lab work, things like that. And when I started being involved with this organization, just as a volunteer and then as a staff member at a summer camp, similar to Leanne, once you really develop that passion, once you've worked with the people that you're supporting, then it doesn't just become a mission. It becomes like a drive, a passion. It becomes a person, and you find a community that you feel like you can make a difference and make an impact, and also where you can feel that belonging that they feel as well. And so that's what it was for me. And 13 years later, I'm still here and talking about it, and I love doing it.
That's awesome. Let me bring it back to the awards. So looking ahead, what's next for Extended Family Kingston? Is there anything apart from the playground initiative? Is there anything else that you're working on?
One really exciting thing we're working on with the City of Kingston actually is we are the partners for the Community Climate Action Fund through the City of Kingston. So they are raising funds for our relatively new and innovative project, which we call our Growability Hydroponic Greenhouse Project. So this is a integration into our program. It's entirely fundraised and it's supported through the community and initiatives like the City of Kingston Climate Action Fund. We have 2 hydroponic greenhouses as a part of our programs. Our program participants, both kids and adults of all abilities, are involved in the planting, seeding, growing, harvesting, and donation of fresh produce that we can grow year-round in Kingston on Montreal Street. We might be the only organization that, as of March 12th right now, we have over 1,000 heads of lettuce growing in what is a pretty cold climate and a climate where you can't usually grow produce. And as part of this program, we donate all of the produce that we grow back to the Kingston community and partner organizations that address food security in Kingston.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So last week we took a group of our program participants and donated over 250 heads of lettuce to Martha's Table, who then incorporated those into their meal delivery service. And what a great thing to be able to say we're growing produce locally, given the climate that we're definitely dealing with. Produce isn't something that us as Canadians can grow year-round.
No.
And we've got thousands of heads of lettuce growing right here in our backyard
That's impressive.
that we're donating to the community.
And food insecurity is a real thing. Don't turn your head. It's a real thing. I'll finish off with the final question. The Kingston Business Award shines a spotlight on incredible organizations and leaders in our community. What advice would you give to this year's nominees, particularly those in the nonprofit sector?
Yeah, again, nonprofits are a little bit different in this regard because it's hard to say, what is the best way or what is any advice to win an award. What I would say is to just focus on delivering mission and using this as an amazing platform to get your message and your mission out to the rest of the community. I think that with some of the amazing, business owners in Kingston, they're so busy and they're so, wrapped up in a lot of what's going on, and it's a busy city and lots happening. So just having a platform to meet and connect with some great business owners that we've, met today is just to say, hey, here's who we are, here's what we do, and here's why it matters. Traditionally, nonprofits, I think, can be a little bit bad or inexperienced about, shouting out what they do,
Right.
because they're so busy doing it and because it's something they're so passionate about. And I think for us, and what I'd recommend to anyone nominated this year is, this is a great opportunity to tell people the amazing things you do. And you should really embrace that because, so many organizations are out there doing so much good. And it's not a bad thing to say, hey, we are the best at what we do.
That is awesome. Ian, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you
our
so much.
webinar. Thank you so much. And that concludes today's webinar, Wisdom Wednesday for March 12th. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be posting this online later if you want to review it again. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much.